And we are live. Hello and welcome to the first inaugural pilot episode of Codec Call. My name is Luke Stryker. Tonight I'm joined by
Dakota Truelove.
We're here to chit-chat about video games a little bit. So to give you guys a background on what we're doing, I'll include Twitter links, Facebook group links in the description of this video. But me and Dakota and...
Is it a video or is it a podcast?
We'll put it on YouTube initially and have those links. Z targeting is what we're calling our overall group. It's the umbrella that all of our projects are going to be grouped under. And initially, we're starting off with this video game focused podcast called Codec Call, like the Metal Gear Solid conversations and whatnot. So anyway, I'm excited to be here, and let's try this out. Let's do it. So Dakota, I got two questions for you. One is what you've been drinking.
Well, today we decided to go with a nice Lightning Google's Harvest Patch Shandy. I'm actually a really big fan of the Shandies. I don't know about you, but I know actually we've had this conversation. But this is actually really good so far, so we'll update you later. Well, what are you drinking?
Well, I chose the Samuel Adams Rebel Grapefruit IPA. So Sam Adams, that's one of my favorite of the more widely distributed beers. And I've had the Rebel IPA a few times in the past before I really got into IPAs, but I never had this grapefruit one, so I'm interested to see what this entails. So we'll find that out throughout the podcast.
How's that so far, though? You have to say. Oh wait, you haven't even had it yet.
It's an IPA. Got that nice bitterness, that nastiness that you expect, but that I've come to like. So anyway, we'll have our full reviews on those at the end of the show. But my second question for you, Dakota, is what you been playing?
Dude, so this is really pathetic, and I probably shouldn't admit this at all, but I'm trying to get Quiet from Metal Gear 5. I'm trying to re-get, because she leaves and stuff. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said that, actually.
Spoiler tags.
Yeah, whatever. Whoops. If you don't know by now, you really should just stop playing. But back to the point, it's actually kind of difficult. Because you have to, I don't know, do you know how to get it? How to get her back?
No, I actually only played the single player long enough for her to leave, and then I saw that they added the update to get her back, and I never actually went through with it. You
have to play her mission where you fight her 7 times. I don't know. It's not hard or anything. It's tedious. You get bored.
Right.
But that's what I've been playing. That and a little bit of CS:GO. Nothing too big.
As always.
I mean, I'm just not very good at it. It's pathetic, actually.
Not quite esports level yet.
No, and I never, ever. They take that shit. They take that shit too seriously, dude. They were like, defuse the bomb, and I'm like, I don't have a diffuser. And they were like, you can still defuse a bomb without a diffuser. How the fuck are you supposed to know that? The game doesn't tell you it. There's people listening that are probably like CS:GO pros, and they're just like, you're a fucking idiot. And you know what? Fuck you.
You'll get there one day. So, man, I've been playing a little bit of a mix of things. I got No Man's Sky when it came out, and I got kind of burnt on that, and I was like, man, this was a waste of money. So lately, I was playing Metroid.
Did you return it?
No.
Sorry.
I like the box art. It's kind of cool to look at.
Yeah.
But I wanted some comfort food. So I went back and I started playing Metroid Prime 1 from the trilogy that I downloaded on Wii U. And then I just played through BioShock 1 again as well. Just got that collection. Just, those are games I've played quite a bit. 2 of my favorites. But it's just nice to dive in and just run through them. I can clear them, in a day. Clear through, the whole campaign, but it's just nice to have that comfort food.
I think I'm going to go back and, sorry, but I have to include this. I think I'm going to go back and replay Resident Evil 4, but I got it on Steam. I bought it on Steam, and I think I want to redo that again. For the 18th time.
An amazing classic. I know we both beat it 20 times each. But
dude, I actually found our little sheet where we were racing each other.
Yeah.
And how you have I don't remember what yours was. It was really freaking quick though. I was so mad. It was 2 hours and 11 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
I was really mad. But anyway though.
Amazing game. But one other thing that I have been playing lately is Forza Horizon 3 that just came out this week, and I've been enjoying that a lot actually. I was a big fan of Forza 2, 3, and 6. And, you know, the bread and butter of the series is like those more hardcore kind of simulation style.
Right.
And I had actually never played a Horizon one yet until this one, but you know, a lot of people online were saying that Horizon 2 is like the best racing game ever, and then Horizon 3 comes out and some reviews are like, this is the best racing game ever. I'm like, really? And, you know, I love Forza for those, like that more hardcore side of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's a blast because it's open world. It's kind of got like that fun rock and roll, like action sport vibe, but with a little bit of that Forza realistic, realistic control and simulation. So it's actually a lot of fun. Highly recommended. Now, Dakota, go ahead.
I want to get it, but I don't know. Like, I know the question you're going to ask me next, and we'll go ahead and ask it, actually.
So, from knowing both of our gaming habits, I know you've been a big fan of some racing games in the past. You know, we played the crap out of Need for Speed Underground back in the day. I remember you were super.
Oh my god, I forgot about Need for Speed Underground. Holy crap!
That was like the main thing I was going to ask about.
Dude, that was like the greatest game ever. Holy
back
crap.
in 03, pimping out the rides, you know, exhibit style.
Dude, my RX-7 was a fucking beast. I love that game. Oh, I just got so excited now. Dang it. I was geared up to be like, I don't know how I feel if I prefer Forza or Gran Turismo, because as much as I hate to admit it, I'm more of a Gran Turismo. But the way that I see it, I don't know if you're going to agree, but I feel like Gran Turismo is more of like, this is exactly the way a car handles. It's like pristine. There's nothing that's going to spoil that interaction you have with the vehicle. Forza is better if you want that and also you want to customize your car. Because Gran Turismo doesn't allow, I mean, it's not to the same extent. You can't put special rims on it. You can't, like, it, I don't know. I feel like Forza is a mixture of Underground, Need for Speed Underground, and Gran Turismo rolled into one. And that's why I actually like Forza. But I don't know if I would say it's better than Gran Turismo.
I got to say I'm firmly in the Forza side. Now, and the reason for that is it's accessible, but it can also be not accessible because you can scale the difficulty and how realistic it is.
Right.
So, like, I remember as a kid, I was reading Electronic Gaming Monthly, and they gave Gran Turismo 3 perfect scores, platinum score. And I was like, holy crap, I got to check this out. And that game kicked my ass left and right. I couldn't get past, like, the first 3 races because, I wasn't used to hardcore racing games like that. And then Forza lets you kind of slowly ease in, put some assists on, and then, that's what I've tried to do over my years of playing is, like, take those certain settings off, those assists off, and get better at that. So without that, that kind of progression, I don't know if I would be as into it or not,
I get what you mean. Like, yeah, it's definitely more for, like, Forza's, like, it caters a lot more to what you actually want. If you want it to be that hard as hell racing game that the drivers or drivatars, I apologize, are gonna throw you into the wall and stuff, like it can do that. Or if you want them to where they don't want to have any damage at all and you want to have every single assist on in the book, then they have that for you too. Like Gran Turismo doesn't really do that. That's true.
Yeah, and
I didn't even think about that.
And one thing you touched on is like the similarities to Underground. You got all that customization, and like you can people get crazy with the car designs and they call it the liveries, how you paint your car and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's a huge online community in every Forza game. So it's like it lasts longer because there's such a big online community.
I played Horizon 2, and my biggest issue is that I didn't, some of the like challenges, I don't know if you've done them yet, I forget what they're called, but the like you race a train. I know in this one you race a train and then you race a plane or something like that. But and I know a lot of people are reviewing it and are saying the same thing. But my thing was like at the time I was doing them, I was like, this is awesome. But then I realized that it doesn't matter how slow I am as long as like it's just a time attack. Like that's all that is, because this train is going to finish in this time, and as long as you are close, it will dial it back or like forward or back depending on where you are. So that it's as long as you get in a minute 30, you're good. Like that's all it is. It's not like you're not really racing it, and I understand like they have to make it look cool, but I don't know.
Cool. You're digging in too much. It just looks cool.
I know. I am just thinking about it too much, because like it made me mad whenever I raced the train in Horizon 2, because I was just like, dude, this is awesome, and then I got like it ends on a long straightaway where you just like hammer down the whole time.
Yeah.
And like I was like, I'm not gonna beat him. And then like I realized that the train slowed down so I could beat him, and that way it would be a neck and neck like finish. And it was that I beat him like by nothing. But the point was like I didn't like the way I knew it dialed down the train. That way it would be a photo finish, and I didn't like the way it was just like, hey, this is just to make it look cool. There you go.
See, the thing is you're too hardcore, and you see through these spectacles. Their way of amping it up. And
I'm ruining. I'm ruining the magic of the actual game, and I do apologize. My bad.
No, you don't have to apologize to me, man. It's whatever you like.
I apologize to the developers and stuff. Which one does Horizon? Turn 10?
Turn 10 does the main ones. Playground Games, I believe they're called, does the Horizon games.
Yeah, see, I like Motorsport. I'm more of a Motorsport than I am Horizon.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I am too.
Yeah. See that, because I feel like that's really what this actual like problem. It's not a problem, but actual like debate is. You have half the side is just Motorsport. They only like Motorsport. That's what they want. They don't care about the open world aspect. And then they have everybody else just wants Horizon, and that's what they get.
Yeah.
Because the other thing that I had a problem with too was like I feel like in Motorsport they're like, hey, win this and you get this car. Like, and you need that car to progress. You have to do it. And in Horizon, it's just like, oh, hey, by the way, here's a Lambo. There you go. You haven't done anything for it. You're just, we like to give it to you.
And that's the thing with 3. It's like I went from a BMW M4, like as one of my first cars, and then went to a truck for some of those like off-roady events, and then went to like a 60s Chevy Camaro or whatever. So it's like, you're trying out different things, but I still like that Motorsport where you start from like the lower end cars and work your way up through supercars, like crazy racing cars, and it's like more of a progression.
My other thing, I don't know if Horizon 3 does this, but Horizon 2, whenever I played it, I had a car that like it was I don't know if anybody actually cares, but it was a Lancia. Anyways, though, I had this Lancia, and I was like, I love this car, and I am going to max it out. I had the money for it. I got a special spin with like ridiculous amount of money given to me, blah, 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 blah. But I actually like upgraded that car all the way, and I was like, you know what? For like the first couple races, I'm just going to blow through them. It's not even going to matter because it's right at the beginning of the game. Who cares? Well, they leveled all of them to meet me. So like, I didn't like in Motorsport. It's just like, you know what? I can't beat this race. I am going to ridiculously level up my car, and there's no way I can lose. I can just like barely play, and I'm gonna win. But and they don't match you. But in Horizon, everybody like moves with you as your progression, and it's I don't know. In a way, it's like. I understand why they do it. It keeps like you still have to be good in order to finish it, but there's sometimes where I want to be 20 times faster than everybody, and I don't care.
Yeah, you know, they kind of fulfill slightly different inches because it's like today, getting off work, I really just wanted to sit back, play some Horizon 3, explore the Australian outback, and just take in the nice views and the races. But it's like when I'm playing Motorsport 6, like I'm into it, I'm getting stressed out. I have to try these races like 5 times. It's like
exactly,
serious, it's two different vibes.
That's, so. I mean, but yeah, I agree with it. It fills a niche. I feel like Horizon's more for the casual, and Motorsport is more for the like serious. You want to get down to the knit and grit of a racing game.
Yeah.
But how's Australia in it?
Oh man, it's beautiful. I'm getting tired of people talking in the accents, but the world and the visuals and just the environment is just a joy to drive around, and it's relaxing, man. Like just like driving through the hills and the countryside and shit. Like it's beautiful.
That's really why I really want to get that game. If it was based in any other place, I probably wouldn't care as much, but I really want this one.
They definitely make the most out of the locale, so it's good.
And because you're on a Mac, you haven't done the Xbox Play Anywhere, have you?
Nope. But
I'm assuming.
No, but once the gaming PC is copped, we will be taking advantage of that. Don't you worry. But so this year was Playground Games year with Horizon. So that means next year is Turn 10s, which what I'm thinking is the next motorsport's going to be the showcase for the Scorpio, which comes out next year. So that's what I'm most excited about.
I actually didn't even think about that.
That's my bet. I guarantee that's going to happen. It's going to look crazy.
What? So, are we getting into that now?
Yeah. So now that I mentioned the Scorpio, I think one of the main course of this episode that we want to talk about is these new consoles that we've been seeing or hearing a lot of rumors of. It's a pretty exciting time, honestly, in gaming. It's like a mid-generation kind of jump, sort of a new generation, sort of not.
Right.
But it's a start. Or go ahead.
Well, you said mid-generation, and I want to ask your opinion. How do you feel about a mid-generation? Like, where they just are like, hey, right here, we're just here's an upgraded. There you go. Like, but you're still paying full price.
It's tough, and we haven't. This is a first of its kind in the industry, and it could go very well, and it could also go very poorly. So they're going to put out the PS4 Pro, they're going to put out the Scorpio, and if nobody takes advantage of it, they're going to be useless. They're going to be a waste of money. Or if everybody jumps ship to those and leaves the old consoles, well, if they make things that run that are necessary, the new consoles are necessary for them to run on, and they run like crap on the old consoles, it's going to be the same as a normal generation jump. But if they play it right and just make it like a smooth upgrade of games, and it's like for the early adopter you can pay for $500 or whatever, get it right now,
right? Or
in a year or two get it for $300, and then you have a bigger library, and it just like gives you that option. I just think if all consoles going forward are just backwards compatible with everything, that would be very nice. Because the PS4 and Xbox One, they're pretty similar to like PC architecture, and it's like I think a lot of PC architecture is getting pretty unified. I'm probably totally wrong, and give us the corrections. But going forward, this should be easy to make all this stuff work together, which would be nice at least.
Right. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. We're gonna get into the PlayStation Pro, which I'm not a fan of the name at all.
Professional.
I know, but I feel like they're trying to I don't know. I feel like it was better with Neo, PlayStation Neo. That sounded, in my opinion, better. I mean, obviously not to the PlayStation execs, but whatever. They'll get over it. But the point is that, I don't know. I was not impressed with their showcase.
Neither was anybody, honestly.
I don't think, but they're just 4K, and oh my god, everybody talks about how 4K, you can't show it over the stream unless you're watching a 4K stream. I get it,
right?
It 100%. Sony has never made claims. In my opinion, Sony has never made claims that they did not follow through with, at the very least. So I'm going to get proven wrong on this, whatever. But if they say it's going to put out in 4K, okay, I believe them. It doesn't have to be native or whatever, but I believe that it's going to be 4K, so at least to a degree. As one of the 3% population that actually has a 4K TV, I'll probably buy it only because I can actually use it. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like this mid-generation stuff. I want to buy one console every 6 years or so and be done with it.
You know, the reason why I want this stuff to work out well is playing like Bloodborne and the frame rate being crap.
Yeah.
And I want this to be smooth as hell because I love this game.
Right.
Or like I said, I don't have a gaming PC right now, so I'm playing Fallout 4 on console, and the frame rate dips pretty low sometimes.
Right.
It's like I just want
to
have these things like I'm not like everything needs to be 60 frames a second, but at least, you know, to fairly smooth, fairly playable. You know, fairly playable. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the PS4 Pro presentation. It didn't come off well on a stream. People that saw it running, a lot of people, you know, journalists online are saying it looks good. I was weary of the fact that it's not native. It's like a smart upscaling.
Right.
Excuse me. So the thing at the end of the day that's going to matter most is, are people going to patch their games to support it? Because sure, they've got their list of, that's going to make or break it.
If they don't, it's gonna break it. Like, I don't know. Why would you not take advantage of the technology? But I understand we're like, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, they got to add in the patch and then have that. So they may have to have 2 versions of the game go through certification or something like that. So it's going to be a lot of stuff's probably going to be a pain. But if they can get a lot of games upscaled to 4K, or at least on a normal TV they run better, and that is a lot of people are able to get that on their games, I'll probably pick one up as well.
I mean, as somebody that plays PC games a decent amount, I'll admit that, you know, 60 frames a second, or in some cases even higher than that, I mean, it helps, but I don't know if I want to, like, why couldn't you have just waited till the next generation, the PlayStation 5? Why couldn't you have just done it then?
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, we're 3 years in, and, like, a normal generation is, like 5 years?
Exactly. I think the PlayStation 2 was like 8 years total. Like, the actual lifespan of it was like 8 years, and that was extremely uncommon.
Yeah. But yeah, all the PlayStation 1, 2, and I think 3, you know, they had games coming out 10 years after their launch. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
but
whatever.
But what worries me specifically about the PlayStation 4 Pro, and not so much about the Scorpio, is Sony's output this generation. Sony's first party, you know, up until the PS4 has been amazing. And this generation, they just cannot get stuff out. They've got Bloodborne, which wasn't developed by them. You got Uncharted 4, which is amazing. But in terms of that, their other first party stuff is either remasters or meh. And they got so many things getting delayed. You know, we have a lot of stuff to look forward to. God of War, Days Gone, etc. When are these games actually going to come out? 2017, maybe? So they can't get anything out. And then you got PlayStation VR, which is potential. Maybe that's why GT Sport got delayed, is because they had to add in VR stuff. And then is stuff getting delayed to add in PS4 Pro support. When are these games actually going to come out? You know? Like, that's my concern.
I mean, the only one that... Go ahead.
My last point is, we were talking about Gran Turismo and Forza. So there's been Gran Turismo 6 in 2013 on PlayStation 3. GT Sport is now supposed to come out this fall. Now we don't know. Sometime 2017.
Yeah.
Forza, you have Forza 5, Forza Horizon 2, Forza 6, Forza Horizon 3, all in that same time frame. That's why I'm not worried about Microsoft getting software out that takes advantage of their hardware, like that example right there.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see when how this stuff actually plays out.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, like, the only one that's worth it is, Last Guardian. That's it's like December 2nd now or something like that.
Yeah, like single digit day in December.
Yeah. I mean, but honestly, with that, how much that's already been delayed,
I still believe.
Yeah, I mean, I want to, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if they're like, oh wait, we gotta take another month. But I know, like, Sony dropped the ball, but in kind of like looking at it from like a marketing perspective, they can take the risks.
Yeah,
they're so far ahead in this generation that they can take the risk. They're not worried about it too much. I mean, that's kind of like I feel like they're pulling like a Nintendo almost with the Wii and the Wii U. Like the Wii was, I mean, at the beginning at least, was so far ahead. They were able to take so many risks with the Wii that, and then now the Wii U came out. And
we all saw how that went down.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well, but whatever.
I mean, it's a busy time for Sony. They got PSVR coming out. They got the PS4 coming out, PS4 Pro coming out. If they keep their marketing and their stuff with just the standard PS4 going the way it has been, they are setting record numbers for how fast they can sell a console with no exclusive games worth buying. It's all based on marketing. So, these last couple months with like No Man's Sky kind of faltering, this kind of stuff, it's actually been the first time Sony's been kind of dipping down
right
this generation, I think. But I mean, both consoles are selling extremely well. One's doing better than the other, but they're both better than last generation at this point. So.
Right. So are you buying PlayStation Pro?
Not immediately. Unless they have a big list of games I want to play and they're saying this is going to run better. We're patching this in, it's going to run better. I'll pick it up. If they have a patch for Bloodborne to run 1080 frames or 1080p 60 frames a second, I will buy one.
Jeez.
That'll sell me.
One game?
Yeah. I don't know if I doubt they're going to do that because From Software doesn't really have a great track record with technical stuff. But I'll probably get a 4K TV within the next year, and then at that point, I will most likely pick one up. But the thing is, I bought an Xbox One S, and that is a 4K Blu-ray player. So whenever I get one, it'll work.
You bought a 1S? I didn't know you bought a 1S.
Because they're sexy.
I was like really... See, my issue with the 1S is... I don't really want to say this out loud, but I'm going to. But I wanted to get one, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait for the Scorpio. That's
the smart move.
But let me tell you, like, I no joke carried a 1S to the counter, and they ring it up, and then I walked out. Like, I was like, you know what? Well, the worst part, okay, wait, I have a saving grace. He rang it up, and then I looked over, and I saw that they had Twilight Princess HD, and I was like, you know what? Never mind, I want that. So I switched. Especially because
the Amiibo?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. I was just like, well, this was like height of E3 too. Like, I was like, you know what? Right off that, and I was like, I gotta have this Amiibo, so I don't care about anything else. And well, the rest is history. Still working on that, by the way. The Twilight Princess HD, but whatever.
I started working on Wind Waker HD a while back, and I wanted to beat that before I even got to Twilight Princess. I got a lot of Zelda games in the backlog.
Oh my god, me too.
I want to read the whole series. Because I have like almost the entire series on like the remakes or Virtual Console, and I just want to go through the whole thing because it's so good. I wrote the list to figure out like which ones I need yet, and there's not many I need. Like, because I mean, I have like all the obscure ones, like the Minish Cap and stuff like that. I got that on Virtual Console. Yeah, and but I want to go back and play them all too, but I don't know. My problem is Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker so much. Since the HD remake, this is my third time doing a playthrough with it. Like, I just keep playing. Yeah, and dude, the checklist we made proved that to me. I was like, holy crap, this is like 3 pages of just checklists. But whatever, it was fine. That was to get like 100%, right?
Yeah, which we never did. I'm trying though now. Like, I really want to 100% that game. I realized that like there's 2 games in this world that I definitely need to platinum and 100% completely, and that is Wind Waker and MGS5. I really need to 100% MGS5.
It's going to take like 200 hours. I see people tweeting like 100% and playtime is like 200 hours. Which then again, I already put in 100 hours into it, and I'm not even like that far, really.
Exactly. Dude, I'm probably close to 150, if not more than that. And honestly, there's like no end in sight. But the problem is that I don't know. I've not sat down and actually had a full on let's do 100% Like, let's get going on this. I'm just like, hey, I've not played this mission yet. Let's go ahead and do this. I mean, obviously, I have the story and everything. I'm just talking about more side missions.
Yeah, all the
but
side
then
missions.
I also, those are the ones that are going to cause the biggest issue for me is the perfect stealth, whatever,
Yeah. Those are
all
so
that
tough.
stuff. I actually got an S ranking with Foxhound rating on one of them, like one, and it was just by chance. I don't even know how I did it. I think I just got really lucky.
Yeah, just like really fast and like no detection.
That's the other thing I've realized. Sadly, like I feel like with a stealth game, they should make it to where like patience is a virtue. Like that should pay off a lot more than what it does in Metal Gear. It's like Metal Gear, just run around and you're probably gonna get a decent score.
Yeah,
which is
you got to go fast for that S ranking, bro.
I know.
It's like Sonic for that S ranking.
Fast like Sonic.
But anyway, one of these days, one episode, we'll dig into Metal Gear because I know we both have a lot of thoughts on Legendary series. But we were talking about Zelda, which brings me to the next thing coming out. That's the Nintendo NX coming March 2017, allegedly. What do you think about that?
I just wish they'd say something about it. That's the only thing I really care about.
Like soon.
Dude, oh my god. Because honestly, like between that and the PlayStation Pro, I'm buying one of them day one. And honestly, it just matters of like the timing of both of them. If the NX comes out, like, okay, I know March 2017, but okay, let's honestly.
It could be delayed. It could very easily be delayed at this point. What it seems like.
I don't know. I mean, I hope not, but I don't know. I just need to figure out. They need to figure out what the hell it is. They need to tell us what it is, and we need to make a consumer decision. And just yes, I don't know because I don't know how you feel about the NX, but I really feel like if the rumors are true, this can be a very, very good console.
I agree. I'm NX hype train full steam ahead, honestly.
Right.
And the reason for that is Nintendo has been making the right moves lately, and the rumors, it's pointing in the right direction. You know, they're finally opening up the smartphones. Shigeru Miyamoto was on stage at the latest Apple event to show the first Mario iPhone game, which, I mean, as hardcore gamers, that probably doesn't appeal to us that much, but that's huge to the wide audience.
That's gonna break the internet,
and that's huge for Nintendo to do that.
Right.
They did a collaboration with Vans. I picked up a couple of those pairs of sneakers.
I've been trying to find them.
Like, and they sold out. They were hard to get. Like that was a big collab. That was one of the best collabs of the summer, and people bought the shit out of those.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, honestly.
Yeah. Neither did I, and I was surprised.
Like, I went into a Journey, and I was like, do you have any of the Nintendo stuff? And they're like, yeah, but they're all women's. And honestly, I came really close to thinking about it.
I think a lot of Vans are like unisex. You just got to size up.
Yeah. I was just like, dude, I don't know. I really wanted a backpack. But anyways, back to the NX.
Yeah. So it's allegedly a hybrid console, handheld, or a console you can take on the go with a screen. If that's the case and Nintendo plays it right and they combine their console and handheld development into one pipeline, that's going to be huge because, you know, Wii U, you know, you get one game and then that team goes and makes a 3DS game like 6 months later or like 9 months later. It's just back and forth and it's really splitting up, you know, their focus, I think. If everything's together and they're all developing for the same console and we get all those games on the same console, as opposed to a separate console and handheld, you know, Nintendo's going to have a lot of output, and they've been struggling, you know, with output for the Wii and Wii U, you know, arguably the Wii, I would say. Plus, if they develop a Pokemon game for that, and you can plug it into your TV, and it's like a full-fledged Pokemon game.
Dude, oh my God.
Over. That's it.
Like,
they won.
Just think of Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Go together.
But I guess you get the full adventure too. Right,
exactly. Dude, that's if they really are. As a Nintendo fanboy, I really hope they don't screw this up. Everything's like lining up.
Yeah.
for it to be amazing. Like, because honestly, PlayStation doing their PlayStation Pro stuff, graphics, 4K, awesome. Project Scorpio with Microsoft doing their whole thing, you know what? Awesome, nice graphics. Nintendo is like, we don't care about graphics, and they don't put as much thought into their graphics and everything else, and like they're so underpowered, but they make everything so perfect. They're not. I feel like Nintendo is the only company that is not like, you know what, let's just release it and we'll patch it later. No big deal.
Exactly.
We'll do a day one patch and call it a day. Like, they never, okay, I'm not going to say they never, but they very rarely do a patch. And if they do a patch, it's usually for something that's like way down the pipe for that.
And the patches they do is not to fix problems, it's to add more to a game that works.
Exactly. And I don't know. That's why, like, they get such a bad rap, but they're the only company, in my opinion, that does it right. They don't cut the corners before the game's released. Nintendo can take as many delays as they need, as long as they keep pushing out the same product.
And that's the thing is, like, when we were talking earlier this week, I got Forza Horizon 3. I was installing my Xbox. It takes like 2 hours to install and download the updates. With Nintendo, that isn't the case. There's no day one patches.
Right there you go.
And
you pop it in, it's ready.
Yeah. And the thing is, with the rumors that have been coming out online about the NX, they're all saying, or not all, but there's been a few that the lineup is going to be amazing. Nintendo's firing on all cylinders. They know they have to turn things around, and they're going to war. So that makes me very excited for it.
I know they came out and they said they're no longer, like, they're trying to be, especially with the Wii U, they were trying to be the second console in your household. Like, they didn't want to be first. They didn't want you to be they didn't want to be the ones that you went to directly first. And that they want to be second. I really, really think that they can take back to being the primary console in the household if this NX turns out right.
Is it though? It's gonna be on the go as well, which I think it's not gonna be as powerful as these new consoles coming out. But you can take it on the go. It may be your most played thing.
Right, and that's all they need to shoot for. I guess you can say, like, because it is potentially a portable console, then wait, is that what we could call it? Is it a portable console? I don't even know.
Technically, yeah. If that's what it is.
Yeah. But if they, I guess a portable, because we always think like a portable is like a Game Boy, obviously, and that is never your primary console because it's your portable. You only play it whenever it's portable. But now, if you can play your Game Boy at home on your big screen TV, it's not going to be your first choice. It's not going to have the overall media stuff. I feel like that's the real reason why it's never your first choice is because it's not a media center for you. You can't just do everything. Heck, I have Netflix working on 3 consoles actually in my house. Like, those obviously are turned on more for just random Netflix stuff, and my Wii U never really is because it doesn't do that. But whenever I'm trying to play a game, I go directly. I would go directly to the Wii U for those games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they can really make it the primary console if they really want to. I know we're not getting the Blu-ray support. We're not getting the amazing lifelike graphics, but it's gonna be a console that works. And if they do this, once again, Nintendo, they don't cut the corners. And if they can make this seamless transition, like where you can literally just pop out that thing and take it on the go with you and right where you left off, if they can make that portion work, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Especially with Sony trying to do it with the Vita, and it not working it worked, but not very well.
You can only, be like within your Wi-Fi range, and it doesn't run that great.
Exactly.
Now, one thing I did want to say is it's like with the PS4 Pro and the Scorpio pushing, 4K resolution, that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't make a great game necessarily.
Exactly.
Excuse me, but that kind of stuff is necessary to push the technology forward eventually. So Nintendo does focus on those more pure gameplay, advances, not just the technology. But I will say it was really nice to pop in like Mario Kart 8 on a 1080p TV and see that. Though. I will say that,
dude, that was awesome. I did. Oh my god, I have memories of that. I may just go play that tonight. Actually,
it's an excellent game,
dude. So we were talking about this earlier though. Nobody believes that it's actually going to be called the NX. Well, okay, I shouldn't say nobody, but people don't think it's going to be called that. So what? Because I told you, I really think I'm onto something with this. What do you think it could potentially be called?
My bet. Now I didn't make this up. This is what I heard from other rumblings or other guesses. I'm gonna guess it's called the Nintendo Go. Just if it's the portable console hybrid, that name kind of applies. Goes off the Pokemon Go hype train that's going on right now, and it's like simple, but it's like an actual word. I wish they would just call it NX because that's a badass code name.
I agree,
but
it's better than the Dolphin.
Yeah, or what was Wii U is like coffee house or like cafe, Project Cafe.
Yeah. I was thinking Wii was Revolution. That's what it was.
That's badass.
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh my God. I was so depressed whenever they were like, "Oh yeah, the Revolution." It's called the Wii.
It was a joke. I thought that was a joke, dude. And then it was real, and I was like, "No."
Yeah, I know. And then, oh my God, I remember. So we're going off on a little bit of a story, but those papers that we had to write in school, and then we got them when we graduated.
Yeah, time capsule.
Like we wrote, yeah. I actually wrote in mine the day that they announced the controller for the Wii. I was like, that thing is so awesome and stuff. It sucked so bad. I really don't like it. I hate the remote. I really do. I'm not a fan. But at the time, I was so hyped up in it. But I really think that was just me wanting Nintendo to succeed, especially after the GameCube. But you know what? Forget everybody saying bad stuff about the GameCube because the GameCube is still one of my favorite consoles of all time.
And what was crazy? It was Nintendo putting out a console that was, amongst the most powerful. Xbox was a little bit more powerful, but it was the second most powerful console, and like, it was pretty much just game focused, not any gimmicks. And man, there were so many great games, great games.
I feel like if I really made a list, the majority of the games that I put on my top list are going to be GameCube games. There's so many good ones. I mean, we could go all day.
Who would have thunk it would have been out of a purple box with a handle, and when it came out, you had to buy fucking bright orange controllers to play Smash Bros with. It looked like a goddamn, fruit salad in your living room. One of the best consoles of all time.
I love it.
One thing I did want to say is the motion controls were so mind-blowing at the time, but they've kind of come and went. And like I said, I was playing Metroid Prime, and they adapted to the Wii remote. I was like, I just want to play with a GameCube controller, no motion. It would have been so much better back the way it was. But anyway.
As much as I hate to admit it, that was because I got Metroid Prime Trilogy as well, and I started playing Metroid Prime, and I was like, I don't like these controls.
Yeah, you got to mess with a lot of settings to kind of so you're not flying all over the place, and you don't look around like a hyper maniac and just have it play smooth. You have to mess with a lot of stuff.
That's the thing. I feel like I really hope that they're done with the motion controls. Like the Wii U, in my opinion, does the motion controls very well. Where it's like, hey, we got this. Here it is. Like Splatoon. Yeah, I don't know if you played Splatoon.
Splatoon, just here and there, but it's not like over the top motion control.
Right. Exactly. It's just like, hey, this is here. It's available for you if you want it. And honestly, at first, just like most people, I feel, are going to be like, screw that, I don't want to do motion controls. But I played it with motion controls, and it works so much better with motion controls. It's so subtle, but the aiming is so much more precise.
It takes a little bit of getting used to.
Exactly. And I feel like that was everybody's issue with Star Fox. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a great game. Everybody complained about the controls, though. But the motion portion of it and the way it just worked, it worked once you gave it time. It just took a long time to get used to. I don't know if you played that, though.
I actually did pick up Star Fox. I was honestly more excited for the Star Fox Guard, second.
Me too, actually. The problem was that I rented Star Fox 64. Star Fox from Star Fox 64. Star Fox Zero from Redbox, so I didn't get the Guard.
Oh, yeah.
I may go to GameStop now and just buy Guard, just because I know that they sell just Guard at GameStop. I saw it like once. But anyways, though, back to what I think the name of the NX is.
That was quite a tangent.
I know, but yeah, I'm fine with it. I really think that it's going to be called the Nintendo X. And X in Japanese has something to do with family. I don't know what, but it has something to do with family. Thanks to my car. Long story, doesn't matter. It's going to be called the Nintendo X.
What does RX stand for? That it means
the R, I don't. So the R portion of it, yeah, I never told you. The R portion of it stands for rotary, which is okay for everybody listening. The car, it's a car. It's a car made by Mazda. The engine had a rotary engine in it. That was where the R came from. The X, though, was because it was a sports car with 4 seats. Really 4 doors with a back seat to it. They called it the RX. The X stood for family. Like there's something in Japanese
word.
Yeah, it's like a Japanese word or a Japanese symbol where the X means family. And then obviously 8, which doesn't matter at all. But the X means family. So I really do think that's going to be called the Nintendo X, which is like the Nintendo family console. That's my
That wouldn't be bad. It's like NX is like the abbreviation. So that's
right, exactly. And I really think that I may be onto something with that. Like, comment, subscribe if you think so too.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below if you think Dakota is right. Hashtag Dakota is right. 2016 or 2017. By the time we find out, maybe. Well, I'm to the point. I'm thinking Nintendo may release the NX before they announce it.
I would not be surprised at all at this point. They just need to say something. I don't care what it is. Just say something.
Man, tomorrow is October. I'm hoping early October we find out.
Right.
That's what my gut tells me, but we'll see.
But see, my thing is with these Nintendo Directs too, like you cannot count on anything. Like they just are like, hey, by the way, we're gonna have it.
You don't know about it until 2 days before.
Exactly. Beforehand, which I like, but I hate at the same time. I like it because it's not much of you're not like, holy crap, what's going to be said? Oh my God, I got a month. It's just, 2 days, that's fine. But I don't know. I remember the time where it was like, if anything was happening, you were finding out about it at E3 or the Tokyo Game Show or a couple of other shows. And if it didn't happen during those moments, it's not happening at all. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't care. And that no longer exists. You now have the Nintendo Directs, which is like anything can happen at any moment in time.
And given how Nintendo is, and they need to have like full control of their message, it makes sense that they're only doing stuff through the Directs because they want to have full control over the message and whatever.
Right, which is, it's probably good. In today's day and age, it's probably a good idea.
But
everything can be skewed.
It would be nice if we knew it was happening at E3 and it had happened at E3.
That's really the only thing that we want to make clear. Nintendo, just say something.
Next year, you better have more than one game at E3.
I know, but dude, we already talked
unless it's
about
a new Metroid. Unless you do the same thing you did this year, except you have like the crazy space station as the booth, and you're showing off how Metroid Prime 4 is going to be the best game of all time, which it will be, but it's never going to come out.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
But anyway.
I don't know. Only Nintendo, man. Only Nintendo can go to E3 with one game and win Best of Show.
God, I hate them so much, but I still love them. Oh, man.
They're so... If my cousin and I were talking about this, like, if you could work for any of them, which one would it be? And he actually surprised me. He's a huge Nintendo fanboy, and he said Sony. I said that I don't see how I can go against Nintendo. No matter how shitty they are, I don't see how I can go against them.
I'd work for any of them. I don't think because I'm just agnostic to the console war at this point. I started off being a PS4 fanboy because I hated the Kinect and how the Xbox costed more.
Right.
But like once they flipped their positioning around and like Xbox One is actually like an awesome console, I love them all. I'm down for whatever.
My thing is, I have an Xbox One and I have 0 games for it. I've traded all I literally the only games I play on it is Fable. I have all the Fables and I play them on. But like, I think it's Fable 1. Fable 1 isn't actually on it's not backwards compatible, I think. One of them is not backwards compatible. I can't remember which one it is, but one of them is not, and it's probably
Fable 1
because they have the collection. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it was an original Xbox One, but did they re-release it? I don't know.
They did the Fable.
It was the anniversary, wasn't it?
It was like anniversary. It was like it actually had a name. It was like Fable: The Final Tales or Fable. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? It was something though. I just know that they did that. Whenever I found out Lionhead was no longer being a studio, I was like, I have to get all of the Fables, all of them.
Yeah.
Good games.
I never got into them that much, but I tried. I played Fable 1 through 3. I don't know. I just never got hardcore into them. But all right. But one game that is coming out before before 2019. That's the announcement. Is it'll be out before 2019. The next project by Mr. Hideo Kojima, Death Stranding. The god himself.
They announced that they've picked an engine. Now I've got to be honest. Only Hideo Kojima could we talk about him picking an engine to play a game on. Put a game on.
The biggest announcement is that we picked
I know. But the thing is that okay, what I'm really confused by is he said they picked an engine. So they're not making an engine. The engine is already done, right? Is that the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so that means that it's an engine that is being used now, I'm assuming.
That's what one could infer, yes.
That's really depressing because I don't know which one it is. That's the problem. I mean, obviously nobody does unless you work for him or him, but I don't know. It's really depressing because I really was hoping somehow or another he could get the rights to the Fox engine.
Now, yeah, if they could use Fox engine, that would be awesome because Fox engine was great. MGS5 looks amazing, runs great. The engine is awesome. But obviously Konami's fucked, so sure you couldn't use it.
Hashtag fuck Konami.
Yeah, hashtag fuck Konami 2016. But I am glad that if he's using Unreal or something that's existing, it's going to come out faster because I'm sure developing Fox Engine was why it took a while to get Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain out. And look at Final Fantasy 15. They have it's the Luminous engine. They have their own engine, and that game is infamous. It's known for its troubled development over 10 years.
Right.
I'm sure developing an engine didn't help that. If they can use something that's there that we know looks great, let's do that and get the game out in the next, before we retire.
Yeah. I just want to know about the game. That's all I really care about. He was the message that he put out it was awesome and he hit everything, but I also don't know. 'Cause he was like, what was it? It's open world. It's multiplayer.
Yeah.
It has did he say, I could be making this up. Did he say that it has multiple branching paths, story, or am I making that up? I think I may be making.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's so out of his realm of what he's doing that I'm so interested, but at the same time I'm so I don't know. I really just want another Metal Gear. That's really all I care about.
Well, you got Metal Gear Survive coming spring
2017,
so problem solved right there.
Hashtag Konami.
We can get into that quite a bit. We should do an episode about the classic Metal Gears, and then we could do one all about like Phantom Pain and like the whole story of that. Yeah. But yeah, I just want to know what Death Stranding is too. Just like, what is it? What Kojima has said is that players connect with each other with ropes instead of sticks. What the fuck does that mean?
Dude, this guy is so brilliant. It's probably nothing. They were I forget who it was I was listening to, but they were just like, it's probably not even a game. Like, knowing him, it's just like some sort of musical instrument that he's talking about where everybody connects together through strings and then plays themselves or something like that. I don't know.
That's probably it.
My brain is racked. I don't know what to say about Death Stranding just because it's so awesome that he's finally given all the tools that he wants to build whatever he wants. Yeah. Like, that's good on Sony for just being like, here's a blank check, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, but when the day they announced that was just a victory for the gaming industry that they were able to give him that opportunity.
I was secretly really hoping that he would somehow end up in Nintendo, even though I know for a fact that would be like the worst fit ever.
There would be some good stuff coming out of that. Maybe not what people expect, but it's
exactly. Like I wonder. That's what I really wonder is who was pursuing him. Like, who was really? Because obviously Nintendo was, but I'm saying not Nintendo, Sony, but. Like, do you think Microsoft was just like, hey, dude, we want you on our side? Or do you think it was only Sony?
It wasn't only Sony. I think he said that there was multiple people.
Right.
Offering him, studios or, opportunities to make stuff. Microsoft, I would have to say that I'm going to say they were, just given that it's Kojima, and anybody who has a Kojima game, that's an ace in your pocket, or whatever the phrase is. But I don't know.
Is it an ace in the hole?
Ace in something. You got an ace in a situation where you need an ace.
Right. That's how it goes. That's
phrase,
it. Right? I'm just gonna start saying that. An ace when you need an ace.
But yeah.
And I feel that's what I hope to be someday, where I'm so awesome with whatever I'm doing, where everybody's just like, we want you, and it doesn't matter, and I just have everybody coming after me. God damn you.
Yeah, that's Kojima for you, man.
I don't know.
Legendary.
There's another actor that has been seen working with Kojima too.
Yep. What's
Who was it?
Mads Mikkelsen, is that the dude's name? It's something like that. Some like Swiss guy.
Yeah, actually, that sounded really familiar.
Because some people were talking about that online.
Yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, I'm fact checking this right now.
Fact check. Look at that. We're better than the debate already.
I don't even want to get into that.
We're not getting. That's all that's being said, actually.
Best new comedy of 2016 was the presidential debate. Yeah. So it's rumored that Mads Mikkelsen, who is featured in Hannibal, the TV show, or I believe the TV show, there's some photos that came out that he was like in the motion capture suit and things like that. People somehow connected that with Kojima. And actually, so at TGS, he was on stage at Sony's thing, and there was a graphic when he said players connect through ropes.
Right.
And one of the little characters, there's a caricature of Kojima, one of Norman Reedus, and then one looked like Mads Mikkelsen.
And then one was
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro. Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro. Whatever.
See, now is that bringing it back to PT, which is also bringing it back to Silent Hills?
Yeah. That's, 3 of the people that were confirmed to be working on PT, Silent Hills.
Right.
Which if Del Toro's in this too, like, that would be awesome.
See, now I wonder, is this going to be more of like a horror game? I mean, I'm assuming that it's going to lean that way, but
yeah, I would say like given the trailer, how it was kind of like sci-fi, but I could definitely see it having like a horror swing, like horror vibe to it, which would be, I think that would work well. I mean, Kojima with Psycho Mantis and that kind of stuff, he does horror in a weird way, like a unique way. So that would work pretty well.
Once again, people just these companies need to talk. They need to like say some stuff.
Yeah,
Nintendo needs to say
or not announce a game 5 years out.
Oh my god, yeah, but you know how he is. I remember whenever was it 3? Metal Gear Solid 3. So I remember this was the first time. This was whenever we were wee little lads, and they G4 was just first doing their live coverage of E3, and it was like the first time you and I at least actually got an inside glimpse of what E3 was.
Yeah.
Like that was legendary. But I remember they would always play because they went through the night. They basically just always had E3 coverage all the time, 24/7 on that channel. I don't know how much you remember, but
not that far, but.
Well, I remember for sure that they had the where it was Snake and Raiden, and they kept fighting over the director's chair.
That was MGS4.
Was it 4?
That was like one of the first, or like the initial reveal of MGS4.
That was like so. Oh my god, that was like 3 years in advance.
Yeah,
like
that was
before.
05. That was 05.
Yeah, dude, that was for. Holy crap. Whenever that happened, like I was just like, oh my god, they're making another one. And then I was like, next year, oh my god, they're making another one. Wait, I knew about that last year.
Yeah.
Why does he do this to us?
Yeah, because they did that trailer at the E3, and it was with the MGS3 graphics. It wasn't even any new graphics.
Right,
It was just to announce that it was coming. And I believe it was TGS that same year when they did the first trailer, and I doubt it was actually the game engine. I think it was CG, but it looked like it was in-game, and that was like the best-looking trailer of all time at that time. Like, it was just mind-blowing. It was probably CG, though, but still looked amazing.
Whatever.
They tried to play it off as in-game, but yeah.
Why does he do this to us? That's the only thing I care about, really.
You know, Kojima loves screwing with people. That's the whole reason he's in gaming, is just to screw with people. He just loves messing with people's expectations.
That's it. He needs to write a book, actually.
Yeah.
I really he's like one of the people where like I would just love to sit down and talk to him.
Yeah.
Is that a train back there?
Yep, that's a train.
Yeah.
Was that the first train we've had so far?
No, actually, we had one earlier. I just didn't say anything.
Well, see, that's the thing, is I've gotten so used to it, I don't even notice them. Which is sad.
It's a long one, man.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I love the way they're obnoxious about it. That's my issue. Now, I'm sorry to get off on the games, but just hold on one second.
Yeah.
See, they're so obnoxious about the train. Like, what do they want you to do? Like, you can't. I hate to quote another person here, but it's not like you can just move your house. Why? It's not in the way. Why do they need to do this?
That's a good question.
I mean,
I'm wondering the same thing.
I mean, it's like, I understand that like you have to make sure that there's no cars in the way or something like that.
You know,
but
people on the tracks or whatever.
As much as I hate to say this, because this is very mean, but that's their problem, not mine. Like, why are you on the tracks to begin with? Get off them.
People need to get off those tracks.
I've seen Stand By Me plenty of times to know I should not be on a track, especially if there's no escape route.
Yeah. Always got to have an A, B, and C strike plan and escape route. Guaranteed.
A, B, and C.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I usually just stick with A and hope that works out. I very rarely have a plan B.
Dangerous. Very dangerous.
I know. I live life on the edge. What can I say?
Well, Dakota, is there anything else you wanted to talk about on this episode? We've hit the 1 hour and 4 minute mark right now. So
I mean,
length, I'd say.
I know that you wanted to do your games that are vastly underappreciated or may not know. I don't know if you still wanted to do that.
Yeah, we can pop those in real quick at the end, kind of cap it off. And I know I've got a few that I've thought of, but I mean, definitely want you to think of something, join in at some point. So this is a segment. I want to call it let's call it the lost levels. It's about underappreciated games or.
Darn it, you!
Yeah.
So time out. I was gonna call it the lesser known.
Okay. By next episode, we'll have a finalized name for this segment.
Lesser known, aka Lost Levels.
What I wanted to hype up this week was a game called Lumines. Now, it's a puzzle game developed by Tetsuya Mizuguchi, who did Rez, this game, Meteos, a couple other like kind of weird out there puzzly games that have like great music and a great visual.
Is he the one? Is that the same? Are they the same ones that did Mercury? Who did Mercury?
Mercury.
Yeah.
What was Mercury?
Talk about lesser known. Mercury was another puzzle game also on the PSP, just like Lumines, but it like you were literally a ball of mercury and like you like flowed around.
It was like a European studio, I think.
Oh, really? See, sure. I thought I don't know. I thought
it wasn't because his company's Q Entertainment or was Q Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do that.
Darn. I thought I was gonna be smart for a second.
So hey, yeah, you did contribute one Mercury for PSP, but so Lumines came out for PSP. It was kind of big on the Xbox Live Arcade, the original version. But the one that I was super obsessed with in the last 6 months was Lumines Electronic Symphony for PlayStation Vita. So I picked it up for like $10 off Amazon because nobody's buying Vita games. And Vita, what a great console! Super undersold, but amazing handheld. And man, I sunk like hours upon hours into that game. Amazing sound design. You got to play with headphones on. Just get lost, because whenever you clear blocks and do combos and stuff, it affects the music. So like you're having an effect on how it sounds, and when you're doing really well, it gets like really amped up. And oh man, it's just amazing when you like play for an hour straight, totally zone out, and just dig into it. I'm like one trophy away from. It doesn't have a platinum, but I'm one trophy away from getting everything. So. Oh man, amazing game. I'm
not gonna lie, I feel like the Vita, the handheld games especially, but the Vita, well, the PSP in general, I should say, they were really good with puzzle games. Yes. They had a lot of really good puzzle games. That I mean, Nintendo, DS does too, but I feel like I don't know. PSP just set the mark on puzzle games. On a handheld, especially. And
it was like DS had a lot of puzzle games that use like touch interface and things like that.
Right.
Cool, but PSP just had like they didn't rely on those. Not to say gimmicks, but those types of things. It was just straight.
It was just
great puzzle games.
Yep. I mean, I don't know. I know that I never actually played Mercury, as bad as that is now, but. I do know that like I searched for that game all over because I thought the idea of it was just amazing. Like just Mercury. It reminded me of like Super Monkey Ball, except not nearly as fun and playful.
You can't top Super Monkey Ball.
No, dude.
1 and
Super
2,
Monkey Ball,
perfect.
Dude, that game. I still have nightmares about that game. Actually, the stew pot.
So yeah, it's insanely hard.
Dude, I don't understand how people beat it sometimes.
Yeah.
It didn't like. I know I'm not good, but holy
watch speed runs for that shit, dude.
I don't know if I want to. I may cry.
It's crazy to see these levels that like I could not beat as a youth, and people just flying through them, and I'm like, how?
I do know that, like, in some stages, it's just like as soon as it hits a certain time, you just go.
Yeah.
Like, everything lines up and you just go. But I don't know. I just remember being in. I think it was the stew pot or the one right after that, which was like the Whale City or something like that in Super Monkey Ball 2. Yeah. And whichever one of those worlds like really messed me up. I had nightmares, dude. Like it. I'm not even kidding. Like it was bad. But whatever, it's fine.
Well,
but yeah, that was our lesser known, or the lost levels.
Finalized name coming soon. So I think that was about most of the topics we wanted to talk about on this episode. I think we got a pretty good gamut of stuff that we talked about today. Mm-hmm. So what did you think of the Leinenkugel's pumpkin shandy?
Dude, I really liked it, actually. I really, it's kind of depressing that I didn't bring more of them in here into the room with me because I really wanted another one, and I finished this one awfully early. I liked it. It makes me feel like a basic white bitch, but it's fine. I don't care.
I picked up a PSL on my latest trip to Starbucks, so don't feel bad. It wasn't that great. I'd rather just have a regular coffee, but I had.
What is wrong with you?
But yeah,
so dude, they're so good.
Yeah.
What did you think of yours? I'm not a big IPA person, so I'm actually interested in this.
Yeah, it was pretty good actually. Over the summer, I picked up a couple different IPAs. There was like a tropical IPA I had, and like a couple of these other IPAs with a fruitier side. And I'm a big fan of those because it's got that bittery IPA side with just a hint of fruitiness, and that's the way that I like this beer. It's got that grapefruit kind of sour kind of fruitiness, but it's not overpowering. You know, I am a fan of summer shandy, as you were mentioning earlier, but like I kind of got to the point where it's got too much of the fruit taste at the forefront. I'd prefer something with the beer at the forefront.
The beer. Yeah.
Summer shandy's still good. I'll still, buy one of those.
I feel like it's really good for summer. Yeah. Hence the name.
But yeah, so this Sam Adams Rebel Grapefruit IPA, if you're looking to get into IPAs, I would say this is a good entry because it's not too overpowering. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I may actually have to give that one a try.
Recommend.
Do they have any others that are like any other fruits, or is it just grapefruit that you found so far?
This is the only one I've seen, but I honestly don't know.
God dang!
I think they have a couple. They have a couple variations of the Rebel IPA, and I don't know specifically what they are, but there's like 4 different types, something like that.
I saw them. I just haven't got one because I'm just not a big IPA fan. But I know that an IPA is an acquired taste, and I'd love to acquire the taste.
Yeah, I mean, I hated them for the longest time, and now they're my favorite. And it's I don't know why it just happened. But so anyway, where can people find us? Right now, we got the Z Targeting Twitter that's set up.
Z Targeting 2016.
Yeah, you can find us at Z Targeting 2016. Find our latest updates on what we're doing. We'll post links to our podcasts as they come out, and the other things that we start getting into. Mm-hmm. Potentially reviews, streams, other kinds of full features. This is the things that we're thinking about and potentially in the pipeline. So follow at Z Targeting 2016. Are you comfortable giving your Twitter handle to the world?
Mine?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know if I remember it.
Okay.
I know it. I just changed it. It's the Foxdie 0089. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I just changed it. Yep, that's it.
And then you can
follow there.
And
that's spelled timeout. Hey, I'm not done yet.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the Foxdie, and it's die is DYE 0089. That's I have to make that apparent, otherwise you'll never find me.
Right. And then you can find me at LukeDalla23. I actually just changed my Twitter handle too because it was something stupid I had from like 5 years ago. And then this is something stupid from right now.
It's the way it works, dude. You just constantly. You know what? Never mind. I'll discuss that with you later.
All right. So that's what we got right now, and we will. This project is still definitely in its infancy, so we will be setting up a Facebook group, obviously a YouTube channel, and we're looking into other ways to get the podcast out to you folks. So stay tuned, and we will be giving you updates on where we're at. So thank you for listening. I know I enjoyed it. Hopefully, Dakota, you had a decent time.
It was a blast, dude.
All right. So we will see you guys next time. Thank you for listening.